Hi guys, welcome to today's video. I hope everybody is feeling well and is doing really good at this very troubling time in the world. I hate it, I'm getting quite bored at the moment, but today we've got a great way that we can spend a bit of time and learn a little bit about how to calculate some calories. Yes, we're talking about calories again. The last video I talked about how to work out your BMI, your basal metabolic rate, and in the same video, actually, I talked about how to calculate your TDEE, which is your typical daily energy expenditure, which was quite long thought out, and it took quite a while to get all the numbers together, and you had to do loads of activity sort of calculations as well. Whereas today, I've got another method that you guys can use. It's very, very simple, and you can just do it on the fly on your phone. If you're really good at maths, you might be able to do it in your head. So we're going to be working out how many calories we need to maintain, so stay exactly the same weight we are, to gain weight, so either by adding muscle or fat, or to lose weight, either by losing muscle or fat. So we're going to do that with 3 different calculations, and there's going to be a bit of a buffer on some of them calculations there, which is going to give you them calories, which is going to be a rough amount of calories. Let me just reiterate that now. It's going to be very, very rough. So there's no exact way that we can actually track the amount of calories that we need to consume in a given day, because there's so many variables involved. From day to day, you're going to be doing different activity. So for instance, one day you might walk a little bit further than the next day. One day you might get the bus to work. One day you might ride a bike to work. So therefore, you're going to burn more calories if you're riding a bike. And we have to think about them little things there. So when we calculate our calories, if you hit them calories on a daily basis and you're not losing weight or you're not gaining weight, whatever, think about this and just take it with a pinch of salt and just adjust, which I'll go into. Okay, so let's talk about maintenance calories. How do we get the amount of calories we need to roughly maintain our body weight week by week, month by month, etc, etc. So what we do is we'll use a 200-pound person as an example, and we would times that body weight in pounds, 200 pounds, by 15. That will give us 3,000 calories for that person to stay the exact same weight they are, not put on body fat or muscle, and not lose body fat or lose muscle. But like I said before, that's very, very rough. So if you are a 200-pound person now and you do that calculation and you start experiencing some weight gain, then that obviously means that you are in a surplus. And on the other side of the coin, if you start losing body fat, then that obviously means that you're in a calorie deficit. So like I said, take it with a pinch of salt, and just always know in the back of your head that the calories that these calorie calculators online, the ones that I'm giving you now, are never going to be bang on accurate. It's just to give you a rough ballpark number. Okay, so let's go into the one that everyone probably wants to know. How do we calculate our calories for fat loss? Everybody wants to lose fat. It's probably because the majority of the world is like overweight. But all we would do is get our body weight, that 200-pound person, and we would times that by 11 to 13. So I've given you a range there. You'd start off by calculating it at 13, which would give us 2,600. If you didn't experience any weight loss, fat loss, etc., then you would drop it down to times it by 12. If you didn't see anything then, drop it down to 11. But if you are being very, very strict with tracking your calories and you are doing that, it's going to put you in probably a little bit of a deficit anyway, so you should experience some sort of weight loss around 13. If not, like I said, drop it down to 12 and then down to 11, but that is going to be probably a pretty big deficit. When you get down to 11, the sort of deficit you would be at towards the end of a fat loss phase, due to metabolic adaptation and all them sort of things, but we're not going to jump into that now. So that is going to give us roughly 2,600 to 2,200 calories if we times it by 11 to 13, yeah? So that's going to be roughly the calories that this person here would need to lose fat at a decent rate. Times it by 13 is going to put us in a 400 calorie deficit, which is around about the ideal sort of calorie deficit you want to be in when you're starting off, yeah? So let's jump into the calorie surplus. So on the other side of the coin, like before, we have got the calorie surplus, putting on weight, putting on muscle. Even though it's not actually needed to put muscle on, you can actually put muscle on a little bit at maintenance. But like I said, we don't actually know if we're at maintenance or not. But we're going to work out the calories. So if you are someone that is quite skinny and you want to put on a little bit of weight, or you want to put on a little bit of muscle, that you can do this and you can start working towards that goal. So for a calorie surplus, we want to be timesing our body weight between 16 and 18, and it's exactly like the calorie deficit ones. We're going to start at the lower one, so we're going to start at times it by 16, so a gradual increase in calories. And if you're not seeing much progress, then you would do it to 17, times it by 17, and then again times it by 18, whereas 18 is going to be quite a big calorie increase, and is going to, the further you increase it, the more chance you've got of gaining body fat. So it's very important that we start off at these small incremental changes to our either weight loss or weight gain, because if we go too deep and we try to just put on loads and loads of weight really quick, we're going to get loads of body fat. If we try and lose loads of weight really quick, we're going to lose loads of muscle mass. So we need to take it incremental, little small baby steps, and do it nice and slow. Like they say, this slow and steady wins the race. So just take that with a little bit of guidance. Don't do it because you will end up gaining loads of body fat or losing loads of muscle, which you do not want to do. Trust me, because we spend so long in the gym trying to either gain muscle for a long period of time. It'd be a shame if that we go into a massive deficit and lose all that stuff that you've worked hard for. And obviously on the other side, if you've got shredded over the summer and then you go into a massive surplus and just put loads of fat on, and you're just going to be like, oh God, even if you are gaining a little bit of muscle, it's going to make your journey a lot harder when you come down the next summer. So yeah, so that is it, guys, in a bit of a nutshell, nice and quick. I hope I made it quite simple for you. I didn't really have any notes or anything around me. I'm just like spilling this off my tongue. I just wanted to get this information out there. I know it's been around circling for quite a while now, but I just wanted to explain it quite simplify it for you guys, so you guys can start putting this into action, because we're under quarantine at the moment. It's a perfect time to get on track with your diets. It's probably not the perfect time to put on muscle because not many people have the chance to get to the gym, but it's a perfect chance to start getting into a routine of tracking and knowing your calories and knowing your body, and start making progress towards your fitness goals. So guys, I'm going to put a couple of videos on the screen now that I think might interest you a little bit more. I'm going to put last week's video on the screen about tracking TDEE and BMR if you want to dive a little bit deeper into that subject. But thank you for watching the video. I hope everyone stays safe, stay at home, as they say in UK. Ciao for now. Thank you very much. See you later.